Right. Good evening, students. Let's continue the session. Right. We are at the middle of the digital business strategy paper discussion, and from the last session we discussed the first five questions, and today we are going to start it from the question number 6, right? So question number 6 says you have to mark as true or false, right, for the following statement. So they have given a statement like the most important factor in a knowledge management strategy is ICT, right? So this is the statement that we they have given. So you have to mark it as true or false, right? So look at the statement again. The most important, okay, they have mentioned this word, the most important factor in a knowledge management strategy is ICT, right? So what is this knowledge management strategy, right? Knowledge management, or the KM in shortened terms, right, is the newest trend, right? Newest trend that the organizations are practicing, right? What is that? They are going to preserve their knowledge, available knowledge within the organization, right? That means, let's say, within that organization, with let's take an example like that. Within the we have an organization called ABC, right? So they are, let's say we have five executives, right, who are working for 30 years now, right? So now they have gained lot of experiences, lot of knowledge, no, right? So organization is thinking now they have worked for 30 years, and near future they are going to retire, right? So these five executives are going to retired by next year, right? So once they got retired, right, their knowledge is not there, right, not will be available for the organizations, but context, right? So as a practice, what the organization is going to do is to preserve their knowledge, company related knowledge, okay, not the other stuff, right? Because they have worked for 30 years now, right? So they are going to preserve the knowledge that the executives have, right, within the organization, right? So that this is known as the knowledge management strategy, right? Gathering the knowledge together, and they are going to use this knowledge in future problems, right? Let's say now within this five executives we have a production manager, right? So this production manager now has 30 years of experience, right? So he may encounter with lot of things now, right, during his 30 years of working on this organization, right? So if the when the what this executive is going to retire from the organization, that knowledge and the experience won't be available, a new person will replace, right? So when the new person will encounter some kind of a problem within the production, right, he can go through this knowledge management things available, right, knowledge available in the organization, and see a solution, right, for that particular problem, right? So this concept is known as what? Knowledge management, right? So most of the organizations are doing that, right? So here the thing is, it says like the most important factor in a knowledge management strategy is ICT, right? So this is false actually, right? So what IT does there is it is helping to store this knowledge, that's it, right? The key factor of the knowledge management is not the technology, right? How the technology contributes, the technology provides a system or a database to store this knowledge, that's it, right? So this is about 80% of managerial and organization, and the 20% of technology, right? That means 80% of managerial and organization means those executives, they what what they should be willing to give their knowledge, no? If not, right, we cannot take, we cannot take the knowledge they have by force, no, right? So it's about managerial thing, right? The management, top management need to be fond with these people, and they have to negotiate with those people to, in order to take the knowledge out from them to store and use in the future, right? So here it's about knowledge management, right? You have to talk with the people and they have to be willing to give, no, right? They have to willing to say what they know about the process and all, right? If they are not willing to talk about those things, we cannot take by force, right? So that is about the knowledge management, right? So here it says like company should what managerial and organization things are 80% will be available there, and 20% of is what the technology, right? Whatever the knowledge that we are taking, we can store within the system, right? And those systems are extremely at high tech, right? Extremely equipped with technology, right? They most of the time KM systems are working with artificial intelligence, right? Where they are analyzing the knowledge, right, and predicting the future patterns, right? And they are going to suggest solutions, right? If this will happen, okay, these are the past knowledge, past experiences, past solutions that they have used. Okay, in future if this is happening, right, okay, these are the solutions that as managers that you can take, something like that, right? So the base was what the knowledge, that means the existing knowledge at the organization, right? So by analyzing the existing knowledge, by using the artificial intelligence technology, right, they would be able to predict the future solutions for the future problems. That's the idea. Okay, I hope you are clear about the knowledge management strategy. So each and every company, they have to be more fond with their employees in order to take this knowledge, right? In order to, I mean, in my case, I have to if I am not wish to share my knowledge with you all, right? You cannot take my knowledge by force, right? So if my manager is very, I mean, good, right, he has a very good management skills, then and if the company is good, right, then obviously I will give my knowledge to them, right? That's the idea. So remember, KM is, it's not about IT, right? It's just IT is helping to do these things, that's it. It's totally about what managerial and organization, right? And you will encounter there are a lot of what systems are available for KM management, right? Knowledge management. And as I explained, right, those systems are working with artificial intelligence, right? It's like, I mean, some expert, the I mean, when you're using a knowledge management system, you don't feel like you are dealing with a system, right? Okay, you don't feel like you're dealing with a system, you will feel like you're dealing with some kind of expert on that area, right? That much of high tech available on that particular system, knowledge management systems, right? Okay, if it is about mathematics, right, okay, as an example, if it is about mathematics, you will feel that you are not dealing with a computer or you are not dealing with a system, you will feel like, okay, you are dealing with Einstein, like something like that. Okay, the pre-existing knowledge is there, from that the system itself is generating new things. That's the idea. Okay, right. And the next question, question number uh, yes, question number 7, right? Here it's filling the blanks, right? Here actually they have given the first blank, and is original research to obtain new scientific or technical knowledge or understanding, where we have a blank here, has specific practical aim or application which often has a commercial aspect, right? If you can remember, this part comes under research and development, right? If you can remember your syllabus well, right, this part comes under research and development, right? So each and every organizations nowadays, they have a separate department called research and development, right, where the new product, processes or services are happening, right? Okay, I think we are getting a chat, let me check on that. Is it a question from you? Cannot see the screen, why is that? Okay, let me share it again, right? Okay, right now. Okay, okay, this is the screen, right? So most of the organizations, they have this research and development, and they are the people who are working on products, new services, maybe new processes, right? Okay, so once the organization has analyzed the changing environment, and once they generate a new product idea, okay, or the service idea or a process idea, right, they will give this idea to the research and development team or the department. So their responsibility is what they have to come up with this new product. Okay, so most of the time we can see research and development people, I mean, the departments, they are using different strategies, right, to come up with new products. Okay, one strategy is what, reverse engineering. I hope you have heard about that. Reverse engineering means, now we know engineering, no? Right? What is engineering? We are starting from the scratch and building something new. Okay, let's say if we want to make a new biscuit, right? So we have to take the raw materials, we have to follow the process, and then we can make the biscuit, right? That is engineering process. Okay, reverse engineering is what you are taking the product, right, and you go reverse on the process to see what are the raw materials available there. Okay, most of the companies are doing that, right? As an example, let's take Maliban and the Ceylon Biscuit Limited, right? Okay, CBL is the people who invented Hawaiian cookies, no? Now Maliban also, they have a Hawaiian cookie, right? So CBL is the company who invented this Hawaiian cookie, right? Okay, when they invented Hawaiian cookie, Maliban also, I mean, they also wanted to invent something similar, right? Because of the Hawaiian cookies, customers are switching to from Maliban to CBN, right? Okay, because within the Maliban portfolio, by that time we didn't have any product which is similar to the Hawaiian cookie, right? So what they have done is they have taken the Munchie Hawaiian cookie and did the reverse engineering process to identify the raw materials, right? But they cannot identify the exact recipe, exact process and all. That's why we have two different tests. Okay, right? So most of the research and development departments, they are doing these things, right? And even they are doing researchers, right? They are doing research, right? A lot of researchers in order to make new products, maybe new services, or maybe new processes, right? Here actually, it's about, now we have two blanks, no? Right? So we have two types of research, right? The first research type is the pure research, and the second type is what, applied research, right? Okay, so here you can see I have given the what, the definition of the pure research. Pure research, it's about systematic study of life aimed at fuller knowledge or a deep understanding of the theoretical aspect of a phenomena, right? Okay, it's about, you're going to understand, you're going to take the knowledge or the deep understanding about the theoretical aspect, right? That is called as what, pure research, right? Applied research is what, when you have an problem, right? When you have a problem in an organization, to solve the problem you are doing a research, right? Those type of research are known as what, applied research, right? See, according to the definition, it says applied research is a systematic empirical study undertaken to generate knowledge for problem solving in very broad sense, right? So normally organizations are doing applied research, right, to find a problem for available solution, right? So here actually we can see, we can fill the blanks like this. Pure research is original research to obtain new scientific or technical knowledge or understanding, where applied research has specific practical aim or application, which often has a commercial aspect. And that's why I told you most of the organizations are into applied research, because it has this commercial aspect, right? Because they want to solve their problem, right? They want to find a solution for their problem, so they are doing this applied research, right? Okay, I hope you are understand on that, right? Yes, right. Now, the question number 8, it says like, if IT systems considered to be an unique resource for a company, and it creates, right? They have given a lot of, I mean, a few answers, right? And I mean, all of above is the one answer, and you have three answers. If you have gone through the paper, you have three answers there, and the last one is all of the above, right? So the answer is all of the above, right? So I'm not going to take that those four answers. Let's discuss why the companies are into this IT systems, right? See, the statement, it says, if IT systems considered to be an unique resource for a company. Yes, right? Nowadays IT systems are unique resource, right, to a company. If they equip with IT, okay, they can do wonders, right? So by using this resource, by using this unique resource, what we can create and as an organization, right? The first thing is, now mainly actually we have a lot of advantages, and even we have a lot of disadvantages of using this unique resource as the IT systems. Okay, right? Here actually, when we are talking about the benefits that we can take, right? Okay, as an organization, we know organization has their own competencies, right? Okay, own competencies are there, right? Some are saying competencies and some are saying KPIs. KPI means key performance indicators, right? So if it is a bank, right, competencies or the key performance indicators are the banking. That's it. Okay, they have to maintain customer accounts, they have to maintain fixed deposits, they have to give the interest rates, they have to issue loans, right? And what they have to do online banking, they have to facilitate the online banking, they have to facilitate the ATM facility, like that. A lot of things are there. Those are the competencies and the key performance indicators that they have, okay, as a bank, right? If it is a bank, those things are there, those are the competencies, right? Okay, so by using IT systems, right, they can improve their competencies, right? They can further improve their competencies. Actually, early days, right, if you can remember, when the banks I mean, maybe what 10 years back, right? Okay, if you want to withdraw money, right, ATM card was there. It's a different scenario. ATM machine, it is not a new thing for us, right? It was there at the very beginning, it was there, where we can withdraw money. Okay, no need to stay on the queue, right? Okay, we can withdraw the money, right? And even private sector banks, they introduced this ATM facility to the Sri Lanka, and gradually public sector also move into this ATM facility. Until that, they didn't have, right? Okay, so what they have done is, they are one of the competencies, that means withdraw money, right? Okay, giving money back to the customer, right? That's a competency, right? Okay, they have improved that by using the ATM machine. Okay, right? But so now each and every bank, they have this ATM machine. No, they have that ATM. It's a common thing, right? If they don't have an ATM machine, now we can say it's not a bank actually, right? Okay, it has came like that. Okay, so now now the what they can introduce newly, now we have deposit machines, no, right? Where we can deposit money without being at the queue. We can deposit money very easily by using the deposit machines. Okay, and I can remember commercial bank introduced this deposit machine firstly to the Sri Lanka, according to my knowledge actually, and gradually now all the public banks also using this deposit machine, right? If you can remember, 4 to 5 years back, right, commercial bank deposit machine was like, you cannot put your money directly to the machine, right? What you have to do is, you have to take the envelope, you have to put your money there, right? And you have to, I mean, you have a sealer there, you can seal your envelope, and at the front of the envelope, you have to write your account number, you have to write the amount, right, that you are going to deposit, and the other details, and then you are putting your envelope to the machine, right? And it is not real time. What is that, right? Real time means when you enter something, if it is updating, that is real time, right? So that system was not a real time system, because you are putting the cash into an envelope and you are sending the what envelope to the machine. That's it. So the machine cannot count. Okay. So what they have done is what every 30 minutes, right, every 30 minutes or 1 hour's time, they are I mean like ATM machine, they are taking the envelopes available in the machine, right, out, right, a person is taking the envelope machines at the machines out and then manually entered the things, then only the accounts are updated, right. That was the system that we had 5 years back, 5 4 something, somewhere around like that. Okay. But now what we have, meanwhile, right, okay, meanwhile we are putting the money, right, the system is updating our accounts and all the things, right, the system itself is counting now, right, the system is counting, okay, you have this amount of money, okay, you are going to deposit to this account, okay, this is the receipt, right, by if you check your account balance at that moment, account balance has updated. See the difference, right. This is what they have improved their competencies, right. Okay. Meanwhile, while they are improving their competency, they have generated something called a competitive advantage as well, right. So if you are an organization, you have to have what competitive advantages, right. Not only one, you have to have a lot nowadays, right. What is this competitive advantage, right? A competitive advantage is what, an advantage that you have, right, over your competitor, right. Okay. Those advantages are known as competitive advantages, right. What is that? Whatever the advantages that your organization has, right, over your organization's competitors, right. Okay. Those are the competitive advantages, right. Okay. So commercial bank, they introduced this automatic deposit machine. Okay. And people loved, or the customers, they love to use this than the other manual machines, right. So they improved their competencies, right, and meanwhile they have created a competitive advantage, right, because other banks, they introduced lately that machine. Okay. Meanwhile, they had that competitive advantage, right. So they are the only people who had that automatic machine like that. Okay. Right. So competitive advantages can be anything, right. Okay. Some organizations, we know they have great histories. Okay, if we take Hatton National Bank, they have a great history. No, it's a competitive advantage for them, right? Because customers, okay, they know, right? Okay, this bank has a good history, right? Like our parents, they are talking about history and all, no, right? So if they our in our parents' era, they are measuring the banks like if they have a good history and a good reputation, it's a good bank, like that, no, right? So here it's a competitive advantage for the what Hatton National Bank, right? If we take Mercedes Benz, they have a good technology, right? They are using high tech, right, for their vehicles. It's a competitive advantage for them, right? That what technology is not known by any other car manufacturing company, and they have a good history and they have a good brand name, right? Those are what competitive advantages, right? And also by using these IT systems, they can improve these competitive advantage, and also they can create the competitive advantages. That's the beauty. Okay. See the example, right? We have taken the the Tesco as the example on last session, you can remember. Because of they had lot of systems, because of that they could identify the buying patterns of the customers. Because of that, right, they can make predictions, they can make different decisions, which can be create a new competitive advantage for them. Okay. So remember, competitive advantage is whatever the advantages that the organization has over their competitors. Okay. And when you're creating a new company, now organizations, they must create the competitive advantages, otherwise they cannot survive in the market. Okay, survive in the industry, right? And whatever the competitive advantages that they are creating, those should be sustainable. Okay. If anyone can copy like the deposit machine, It's not now the commercial bank has introduced the deposit machine, no, right? And maybe within that year other banks also what taken that technology, and now they are also using that, right? So that particular competitive advantages stage is no longer available for the commercial banks. All other banks also have that, right? Okay, so when you are creating a competitive advantage, definitely what you have to do is it should be what sustainable competitive advantage, right? Okay, so organizations using these IT systems in order to make or the create, right, and maintain this sustainability of their competitive advantages. Okay, right, that's the idea, right? Thanks for the IT system, some organizations are giving superb what customer service, right? Thanks for the IT systems, right? They are giving marvelous customer service for the what customers, right? So customers are happy, customers are loyal now, right, to that particular organization. So it's their competitive advantage, right? No any other company is offering that type of a customer service. I can tell you another example. There's a what hotel chain called Ritz Carlton, not Hotel Riu, right? Okay, another hotel chain called Ritz Carlton. We don't have that. Even I don't think that Singapore also has that, right? Okay, Ritz Carlton. Ritz Carlton is the hotel which is providing what high satisfied customer service. Okay, thanks for what? Thanks for the IT systems that they are using. Okay, Ritz Carlton hotels are available worldwidely. Okay, worldwidely, and if you believe, right, the database that they are using is centralized. Right, they are using a centralized database for all the hotels available on the entire world. Right, they have just one database which is sharing data among all the hotels, right? If even in Sri Lanka, if you visit Amaya hills, right, Amaya hills on April, and you have to fill your form there, no? Right, you have to put your name, everything you have to give, right? And next month if you visit Amaya lake, right, again you have to fill a form, no, by mentioning again your name within the Amaya, but I'm not criticizing Amaya, right? Within the Amaya chain, even you the data is not available. Clear, right? That's the idea, right? They are not using a centralized database. Okay, but this hotel is using a centralized database where if you visit one Ritz Carlton, right, at once, okay, your data will be available on that centralized database, right? Let's say you are visiting Ritz Carlton in Abu Dhabi, right? Okay, so you are visiting there and you are giving all the data there, right? You are giving all the data there, and I mean, those people, they are using nice tabs with a good quality system, so the data entering part is not a headache for the customers, right? Because most of the time, business people, they are choosing Ritz Carlton to stay, right? Okay, so they are more busy, right, with their schedules and meetings and all, so they don't want to spend time on filling forms, right? So what they have done is they have given tabs for the hotel staff, right? So the staff people will take very little amount of data from the customer at the very first point, and then fill the form for on behalf of them, right? So then let's say now the customer has completed his business trip, right? And then on next year, when he visits, let's say that person is visiting the Ritz Carlton at America, right? Okay, when he I mean, before he comes, right, he has to book a room, no, right? So when he tell his name and the social security number, they have all the details with them, right? So while the person is visiting the Ritz Carlton America, because he's a previous customer for them, right, even the hotel has printed the business cards for them by including the room number, right? So that much of customer satisfaction is providing by that hotel, right? Thanks for these IT systems, right? That's how they have created, they have improved their core competencies, right? And created what competitive advantages, right? So each and every company now doing this, right? But why they are using this? It's a unique resource actually, right? If you don't have IT, you can't do wonders nowadays actually, Okay, right? That's the idea. So remember, right? By having this unique resource, always, right, you are generating something good for the organization, right? So I hope you are clear with that, right? So remember, by having this, you can improve your core competencies, and meanwhile you can create and maintain your competitive advantages. Okay, that's the idea, right? So if you have any questions, please use your chat. Okay, you can ask, right? Yes. I have given what is this IT systems and all. We know, right? IT systems means all computer systems, computer programs. If we take what IT system, it's a collection of components, right? If we take if you take a system, it's a collection of components. You have your hardware, you have your software, you have your databases, you have your networking part, right? And you have liveware. We have hardware, software, liveware. Liveware means the people who are using the systems, right? Okay, and these components are working together in order to manage data in your organization. That's the idea, right? Okay, and nowadays companies are into this IT, and they eagerly want to invest on IT systems. If they don't have a proper IT system, they know that they should they cannot survive in the market, and they cannot uh, compete with the giant competitors in the industry. Okay, that's the idea. I can take another example, right? For IT systems, right? I have lot of examples. That's it. Now Coca-Cola company, right? We know Coca-Cola is the good, and the oldest beverage, one of the oldest beverages in the world, no? Coca-Cola, right? And Coca-Cola, uh, they have the very uh, near what I can say for that. Amazing distribution channel, right? Okay, even we cannot think of that, right? Okay, what they are using is they are using GPS technology with their IT systems, right? Okay, they are using GPS technology, right? I don't think now others also using this GPS nowadays, right? But at the very beginning, when the GPS came to the scenario, the Coca-Cola used this GPS, right? They have integrated this GPS technology with the distribution channel, right? Why I am telling that? Okay, even even at a middle of a desert, right? That's the idea they have. Okay, even at a middle of the desert, you could find a Coca-Cola, right? It's possible in Sri Lanka. We know, if we have a petti kade, okay, if we want to buy a water bottle won't be available, but the Coca-Cola is there. Check and see. Okay, that much of distribution channel is available for them. Okay, how they are doing that? They are using this deep GPS, right? Okay, and they are tracking their trucks and lorries through the GPS system, right? That's how they are doing their distribution, and it's a competitive advantage for them. And they have improved their competencies as well by having a very efficient distribution channel. Okay, so hope you can understand the importance of this IT system. It's a unique resource actually. No one can replace that resource, right? The importance of having IT systems for an organization. Okay. Uh, the next question. Yes. Which of the following is most important advantage of cloud computing? If you go through the question, you can see they have given few answers, right? And you have the last one as all of the above, right? So it's about advantages of cloud computing, right? Okay, advantages of cloud computing. So what is this cloud computing? Okay, cloud computing came into the scenario maybe 5 years back, right? And nowadays it's all about clouds. Okay, and why this name actually? Cloud, the physical cloud, the normal cloud that we know, which we can find in the sky, right? It's floating, no? Right, it's floating everywhere, right? The cloud, if we take a cloud, the characteristics of a cloud is it's floating everywhere, and it doesn't have any specific place to stay, right? The same concept the IT taken, right? Thanks for the internet, right? uh, they have introduced this cloud computing, right? Even you all are using cloud computing. Even now we are using this cloud computing technology, right? To deliver the lectures online, it's cloud computing, right? So they are actually, you are placing your uh, documents, your data, right? Specifically, right, you are placing your data somewhere on the internet, is known as cloud computing. Okay, at any place, at any time, you can connect to the internet and you can access. Okay, right, you can access. And the thing is, right, now most of the companies, they are into cloud computing. Now we know, if we take a bank, right, at this moment, right, let's imagine at this moment how many transactions are happening, right? Millions, no? Right, if we take a local bank, right, some are taking, withdrawing money, some are depositing. Thanks for the machine, they can deposit at any time, right? And they, some are transferring, some are paying bills, like some are doing fund transferring things, right? Some are exchanging money, right? So here lot of data are available, right? Okay, and each of every transaction that they have to store, right, they have to store in their databases, right? So think that now, if the bank is operating for 10 years, think about the amount of data that they have to store, right? So most of the time banks, they have separate data centers where they have lot of databases, right? Okay, data center, we are saying data warehouse, right? The data warehouse came from the normal concept, no, we known as the warehouse. Warehouse is the place that we are storing things, no? Right? Even I mean, the place that we are store the databases, right? The large amount of databases are known as a data warehouse. Okay, so the banks, they are maintaining data warehouses. Okay, so they have to have a separate place for this. And even they have to maintain a backup, right, of this particular data warehouse as well. The exact same copy they have to maintain. If something happens to the original source, there should be another way to recover. Clear? Right? So see the amount of data that they have to store, right? And they cannot store these data in a normal computer that you and me is using, right? They need to have high end servers, right? And they need to have a lot of storage capacity. And we know servers are not like these laptops and desktops, right? They have to invest more in infrastructure, because servers cannot operate at the normal temperature. We have to control the temperature, we have to have the infrastructure with the air condition, right? And dust free, right? A lot of things are there if you are maintaining a server. And it is not just one server, bank is maintaining a lot of a million number of servers. And take an airport is also the same, right? So like that, the companies who are maintaining the large amount of data, right? Okay, they want to have a separate data warehouses, right? So it's cost them the operational cost, right? Okay, so they have to maintain these things, they have to have the maintenance cost, and they have to invest on the infrastructure. They have to invest on they have to invest on infrastructure, they have to pay for the people, right? A lot of things are there, right? Nowadays what the companies are doing, they are taking this space from the cloud, from the internet. Okay, they are paying some money, and then they can take private cloud, right, for to maintain their data warehouse, right, on a cloud, right? So here now you also doing that. You're you're using Gmail accounts now, right? Your Google Drive, it's your personal cloud, right, where you have stored your documents, stored your presentations, right? So you are not using your physical storage which is available on your laptop to store your documents. What you have done is you have stored in the cloud, right? So at any time you can download it to a physical machine, and you can use it. Even by, by being the cloud also, you can use that. Okay, right, that's the idea, right? So even the companies now, they are taking private clouds, and they can but maintain their data warehouses within the cloud, right? So because of this, they can save the cost, Okay, they can save the cost, right? Because no maintenance charges, right? No need to put the invest on the infrastructure, right? Cloud is maintaining that, right? Okay, just a matter of you need to have what user machines, right, with the internet connections, that's it, right? And because of that cost, you can save the cost, but you have to pay for the cloud, right? Yearly you have to pay for the cloud, right? Google Drive is giving like 15 GB, no, right? Once you exceed the 15 GB, you have to pay for them, right? So now if you take a bank, it's not just 15 GB, right? Okay, so we cannot measure the size, right? So because of that, and keep on growing, right? So because of that, they have to pay a lot, right? But it is less than the cost that you're maintaining a warehouse, right? So definitely the cloud computing is going to save money for your organization, right? And even the security is high, because we are not bothering about our data, because third party is maintaining. There we have a disadvantage as well, I'll explain later. But here actually they are always trying to protect our data by using their techniques, right? Have you ever experienced that your Google Drive has hacked by someone? No, right, very hardly, right? So they are providing, the Google is providing maximum security for your data, right? If you are using a very weak password and all, then the Google cannot help for you, right? But if you take a private cloud for an organization, they are giving high security, right? Think that if you have a physical data house, right, data warehouse, you have to think about the logical security, and you have to think about the physical security as well, right? From the bad weather also we can get damages, right, to our warehouses. Maybe flood, maybe thundering, right? And tsunami, right? Those things are affecting, right? Okay, so because of that, a lot of things are there, right? So we can say cloud is more secure, right? And flexibility is there, where you can join what where you can use your data from anywhere at any place. Okay, the flexibility is there, and even the mobility is there, right? That means that at any place you can use. Even under the flexibility means, if you need more, you can further extend, right? So if you have a physical warehouse, if you need more space, you have to build your infrastructure. But here, just a matter of exceeding the storage facility, that's it, right? And increased collaboration, that means a lot of people can engage at the same time for your cloud to access the data available, right? And the quality control, that means the clouds, if we take Google, they have their own policies, right? So once we take on a cloud, our data are on that according to that particular policy, right? So here the quality is there, right? No need to have our what data policy and all, we are under the Google's data policy, right? Okay, so because of that, quality controlling is there. And even the disaster recovery, for the disaster recovery, we are not going to bother, right? Google is, or the cloud owner is going to bother, right? Okay, and we have not encountered that the Google has gone down or the shutdown for even a 1 minute. Okay, so always it's there, right? So we can rely on that. So if something went wrong, they will do the recovery part, we are not going to bother about that, right? And loss prevention, if something happens to the data, right, most of the cloud owners, they are guarantee, if something happens to the data, they can recover still, right? So here loss prevention, they are using a lot of techniques to prevent losses. Okay, right, not like us. Okay, so there actually we can have these techniques, no need to bother about those things as well. And automatic software update means, we know when we are having a Google account, you would be able to use your Office package there, and you are getting the latest Office version online, right? So automatic software updates are there, right? If you are going to use your Office package, which is available on the Google Drive on next year, you will be available with the updated version of Office, right? If you want to buy that one, you have to pay a lot, right, to your local machine. Here it's not like that. right? And it is creating competitive edge actually, right? That means this, by using this cloud technologies, right, you would be able to create competitive advantages for the organization, right? Okay. And the sustainability also there, as I told you, because as a company they are not going to bother about the the data, right? The third party is bothering about that, right? So they are just paying, right? Okay. And that third party is maintaining their reputation by providing a sustainable services and sustainable quality services for the organization, right? On the other hand, right, we have disadvantages as well, right? Security is the most critical disadvantage, right? Why is that? A third party, right? A third party is maintaining our critical data, right? Okay. If the cloud owner is not using any data protection act and so on, they can sell our critical data to somebody else, right? Very recently, Facebook, right, we have heard that the Mark Zuckerberg has sold, right, user profile data to some other company, right? Even have you not feeling that I mean Google and Facebook is having some kind of a connection, right? Why? Once you search something on Google, right, when you log into the Facebook on your on the next time, right, that whatever the what advertisements, right, okay, the Facebook is suggesting the related search that you have performed on the Google very recently. Haven't you noticed that? Right? So they have some kind of thing, right? Okay, maybe Google is passing data to the Facebook and the vice versa. Okay, right? So those are the tricks actually. So it's highly prohibited, and as users we can take actions, right? So under the cloud computing actually, that the security is the most critical aspect that we have. Okay. So hope that you're okay with the cloud computing, right? Let's discuss the last question and then let's wind up the session. Okay. And the next, that means 10th question. Okay. Here, a space is a collection of screens providing information in text and graphic form, any of which can be viewed by clicking the appropriate link on the screen. Right? Okay. So here the answer is a website. Okay. Here, look at it again. A website is a collection of screens. We know if you are using a website, take Facebook, it's a collection of different screens, right? And that those screens are providing information in text and graphic forms. Not only text, we have graphics, we have videos, we have images, we have sound clips, lot of things are there, right? Text plus graphics form, any of which can be viewed by clicking, right? We can click it, right? How? On a link on the screen, right? So we can access the things available on the website, you know, right? Okay, about websites than me, right? Okay. So here the answer is what? Website, right? If you give if you're going to give a more what a specific definition for a website from IT terms, right? I mean, we can say it's a collection of web pages. Okay, right? That is from IT terms, right? So in your terms you have to understand it's a collection of screens which includes the text and graphics, right? And how you can access those things by clicking on the links, right? So, any questions for today's lesson? Any questions? Yeah. Am I too fast? Hmm. Okay. All right. So, if we have a class on tomorrow, right? Okay. If we have a class on tomorrow, let's take another 5 questions and give me just 1 hour's time, right? From your valuable time, right? And let's discuss another five. Okay. And if you have any questions related to the things that we have covered up to now, actually we have covered the chapter 1. Okay. I mean, it's about this information systems and the knowledge management and the strategies and so on, right? If you have anything related to that, please ask. Okay. And the next part, it's about what information security. Okay. So we are going to talk about security. And you have heard about the cryptography and the encryption, those things, so let's discuss and let's see what type of questions that we will get, right, from this data security or the information security area. Okay. So if you don't have any questions, let's wind up the session.